Welcome to The Explainer. If you've ever thought about building an app, you've probably hit that first big question. Where do I even start? Before you write a single line of code, you have to pick your tool. Think of it like your digital pen and paper. So, let's figure that out together. It really all boils down to this, doesn't it? You've got an idea in your head, and you know you need to give your computer a set of instructions. But how in the world do you turn plain old words, typed on a screen, into something that actually works?
Well, every great program, every app, every website, they all start with a blank page. And the simplest tool for the job, your digital canvas, is probably something you already have on your computer right now.
And that tool is the Humble Text Editor. Think of it as the digital version of a piece of paper and a pen. It's super lightweight, it's fast, and it does one thing, and one thing really well. It lets you write and edit plain text. No frills, no distractions. It's the most direct way to start writing instructions for your computer.
So here's what our code might look like inside that simple editor. It's a basic program written in a language called Java, and we've saved it as a file ending in .java. But right now, it's just text. It's kind of like a recipe that's written down but isn't being cooked yet. It has all the potential, but it can't do anything on its own.
So, how do we wake this thing up? How do we turn this text file into a program that the computer can actually run? Well, we need a translator. We need something that can take our human-readable code and turn it into the ones and zeros the computer understands.
Okay, so if you're just using a text editor, you've got to do this process manually. It involves using something called the command line, which is like a direct text-based chat with your computer. First, we type the command Java. This tells the computer to compile our code. It's the translation step, like turning our recipe from English into a special language the chef your computer understands. Then we type a second command, Java, which basically tells the chef, okay, now follow the recipe. And poof, our program comes to life.
But, and this is a big but, if you're just starting out, trying this manual process often leads to your very first, very common, and very frustrating programming headache. You follow all the steps perfectly, but the computer just doesn't seem to get it.
You might run into an error that looks something like this. This is basically your computer saying, hey, you told me to use a tool called Javuk, but I have absolutely no idea where to find it. It is a classic roadblock for pretty much every beginner.
Or maybe you'll get this one. And it looks a little different, but it's really just another symptom of the exact same problem. Your computer is lost, and it can't find the tools it needs.
And here's why. It all comes down to these things called system variables, like path and Java_home. You can think of them as addresses in your computer's GPS. They tell the system exactly where to find the Java toolkit. So if those addresses are wrong or they're just not there, your computer can't find the Java tool, and everything grinds to a halt.
Right? Setting up those system variables can be a real pain. And doing all this manual compiling and running, for every little change you make, it really makes you wonder, isn't there a better, more streamlined way to do all of this?
Thankfully, the answer is a big, loud yes. So let's talk about the all-in-one toolkit that was designed to solve these exact problems and make a programmer's life so much easier.
Say hello to the Integrated Development Environment, or IDE for short. So look, if a text editor is like a pen and paper, an IDE is like a complete, fully stocked workshop. It's got your writing space, sure, but it also has all the tools for compiling, running, and even fixing your code, all neatly organized in one place.
An IDE is kind of like having a helpful expert looking over your shoulder while you work. It does way more than just let you type. It'll suggest how to finish your lines of code, it'll highlight mistakes as you make them, and this is the best part. It lets you compile and run your whole program with a single click of a button. And all those tricky system variables? Yeah, the IDE just takes care of all that for you.
So, this brings us to the big decision every beginner has to make. Do you start with the simple text editor to really learn the fundamentals from the ground up? Or do you jump straight into a powerful, feature-packed IDE and just get going?
Let's break it down. A text editor is super lightweight and simple. It's awesome for quick little scripts, and it kind of forces you to learn what's happening behind the scenes. An IDE, on the other hand, is a heavyweight powerhouse. It's built for big, serious projects, but yeah, it can be a little intimidating at first because there are just so many buttons and features to learn.
When you're starting out, it is so easy to get bogged down in what tool is the best. And I saw this comment online that just cuts right through all that noise. The most important thing on day one isn't mastering a tool. It's just about staying excited and not giving up. And that's really the bottom line. The right choice is whatever gets out of your way and lets you do the fun stuff. Whether that's a simple, no-frills text editor or a powerful IDE, just pick the tool that lets you focus on what actually matters, turning your cool ideas into a real working program.
So your programming journey really does begin with a blank screen. And now you know the difference between starting with a simple canvas versus a whole workshop full of tools. The only question left is, which one are you going to choose?